Hello everyone, back to today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video, which is going to take us around the 7th of July, day 10. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles going on to around a couple of weeks. And we'll have a look at the end of the video for the CFS V2 for the next 4 weeks. That'll take us to the last stages of July, and I'll get on that for you very short. Just say that weekend forecast being released, going to be an unsettled week coming up. Low pressure will be dominating, so there'll be showers along as well as rain. Have a look at weekend forecast, see what's going on there. I've got a bit of a wisdom tooth infection set up overnight, so I'm in a bit of pain, and yeah, so the voice may sound a little bit off balance and so on. But we'll persevere, we'll get through it, and of course it may impact what I'm able to do tomorrow. I'm supposed to be doing GavsWeatherVids around, of course, tomorrow, and live streaming, but if it gets worse, if the face starts swelling, then I may have to curtail some of tomorrow's events, and videos and live streams and so on. So I'll keep everybody informed tomorrow about what's happening. Anyway, I probably won't record an autumn update tonight. I would have thought we'll probably put the autumn updates on the back burner, I think. But as far as GavsWeatherVids round is concerned tomorrow, and the live stream, I'll let everybody know what's happening with that tomorrow. Right, so we're getting ever closer to 7,000 subscribers. You know, set the target to reach 7,000 subscribers before the end of. So I think we're on target to do it. We are currently standing at 6,926 subscribers. Put on another 6 subs overnight. So day by day we're gradually inching our way towards our 7k target. If you aren't yet subscribed to GavsWeatherVids, then please can you subscribe. You just come to GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the subscribe button, enable all notifications. You will then be informed when we're releasing videos and live streaming and so on, and that's absolutely great. Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing to the channel and for doing that. So thank you so much, everyone. And as I say, we are getting ourselves ever day by day, sort of clawing our way ever closer to that 7k sub target. It's never been easy for me to put on subscribers, so it's been a little bit difficult for me to be able to put on subscribers, but day by day we're getting there, and yeah, so we've got around 84 left to put on, I think, to reach our 7k target. So hopefully we'll be able to do that relatively quickly, and then I might have a little bit of a break for a few days when we reach our 7k target. I might take a few days off, I think, have a bit of a rest, but not until we reach the 7k target, I don't think. If you've got any friends or family, you can get them to subscribe as well. That would be absolutely great. So don't forget to tell your friends, don't forget to tell your family about GavsWeatherVids, and get them to subscribe to the channel too. As if everybody who subscribes brings a friend, then of course we will get to our target that much quicker. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, let's move on with the video then. We're going to start off by having a look at Central England temperature. So the CT is currently standing at 15.6. That's an anomaly of 1.5 degrees above average. That's provisional to the 26th of June. That's provisional to yesterday. So it has become really quite a warm month now. One point this was running below average, of course, earlier on in the month, but the recent hot weather has increased things to be above average. That's probably going to tick down a little bit over the final days of the month, but it's still going to be around a degree above average, at least, I would have thought, for this June. So it's going to be another warmer than average month to go with every month so far this year. January, February, March, April, and May have all been warmer than average, and it continues for June as well. These are the 500 millibar height anomaly flowcharts from Penn State University for the next week to 10 days. We've got the ECMWF on the top, and the GFS, which I'll look in a moment, is on the bottom. So 500 millibars is an area in the absolute high pressure, low pressure, being moved around by the jet stream running above. Red and orange extrapolates high pressure, blue to low pressure. You can see that within the week to 10 day time frame, the ECM is placing an area of above average height to our south, and below average heights are up to the north, and that leaves us bringing in this sort of flat westerly type flow. And so, yeah, that's Atlantic driven up to the week to 10-day time frame. Low pressure is coming in from off the Atlantic with that. You would expect a relatively unsettled sort of opening week to July, as we suspect we're going to have. The GFS is very similar, but it is slightly different in that the high pressure, the above average heights, a bit closer to us. So it has the general idea of below average heights to the north and above average heights to the south, but the above average heights to the south are just a little bit stronger and just a little bit closer to us. So that is a slightly drier and maybe even slightly warmer scenario there as we're going into the day 7 to 10 time frame, possibly hinting at the Azores High beginning to return perhaps as we move towards the end of the first week of July and heading towards the second week of July. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at London from Old Wet Central today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're going to be below average for the rest of this weekend into the early part of next week. That much of next week sees the upper air temperatures only at best average, often below average. But as we come towards the end of the last week, the end of the first week of July and into the second week of July, does look as though the upper air temperatures are lifting up. So it looks as though we may have another warm spell beginning to set up here sometime around the second week of July. It's quite a long way off, but I think there's enough there to suggest that, yes, the upper air temperatures are probably beginning to lift up sometime around the 8th, 9th, 10th of July. Precipitation-wise, plenty of dry weather coming up over next few days. Remember, this is for London, so it's one of the dry places down in the southeast. But yeah, quite a bit of dry weather coming up over the next few days. Later next week, into the middle of next week, the shower distribution will shift. So early next week, showers are primarily in the north and west. Towards the second half of next week, showers are more towards the south. So it does turn a little bit more unsettled there than the beginning of July. But then also going to quite a dryish sort of trend again as we move into the second half of the first week of July and then into the second week of July, if you see what I mean. Temperature anomalies from the 22nd of June to the 5th of July. Overall, a little bit cooler than average. And precipitation anomalies from the 27th of July through to from 27th of June through to 5th of July. Overall, wetter than average, particularly for more northern parts of the country where it does look like it's going to be a very, very unsettled week indeed. Okay, so this is the 3D image from Earth Null School showing upper level winds and jet streams. It shows the situation quite nicely. We're going to start including this in the videos every day, I think, because it seems to go down quite well with everyone. So this is showing low pressure has well and truly broke through. We looked at this yesterday. Low pressure was to the west of Ireland, and we're still in a warm southerly wind. But now you can see that the low pressure is centred to the northwest of Scotland, and you can see that the wind direction is coming in from the west. And yeah, it's a pretty strong westerly that we've got coming in as well across the UK and Ireland, and beginning to start pushing in towards more northern parts of Europe as well. So a proper area of low pressure there, bringing in those strong westerly winds from off the Atlantic. Fabulous images from Earth Null School. Do check out Earth Null School if you would like to do that. Okay, so let's have a look at the GFS. So this is how the latest GFS run is looking for Tuesday. So we're still in those westerly winds on Tuesday, bringing showers, if not some longer spells of rain as well. As we go through into Wednesday, well, again, low pressure remains in control with the GFS for Wednesday too. On into Thursday and Friday, again, it's a similar situation. High pressure is down to the south, low pressure to the northwest. We're still bringing these pressure winds. This low pressure in the Atlantic is deepening on Friday. It looks like it could give us a proper spell of wet and windy weather from Friday into Saturday. That low pressure clears away to the east by Sunday, leaves us in the showering northwesterly winds. And then as we go through into Monday the 6th of July, the Azores High starts to make its move on this GFS run. Azores High beginning to ridge in, so but by the time we get through to day 10, which is Tuesday the 7th of July, high pressure is beginning to take over. We saw it on the 500mm millibar height anomaly flowchart, the GFS wants high pressure to begin to take over as we go through into Tuesday or into day 10. Beyond that, high pressure remains in control of the weather then. Moving into the second week of July, we're going to a much drier and warmer spell of weather with high pressure always centred very close. So at times we could pull in some cooler air from the north into the eastern part of the country, but essentially high pressure dominates, plenty of dry, fine and warm weather, or maybe very warm weather to enjoy for the second week of July. Let's see if we can have a look at the UK Met. So no, we haven't got the UK Met up, so let's just quickly flip it over. Sorry, I've got the charts up a little bit wrong today because I'm not feeling very well, but we can soon rectify that. So this is the UK Met for Tuesday. Again, low pressure being showers or longer spells of rain on Tuesday. That is Wednesday, so again looks rather showery with the UK Met on Wednesday. That's Thursday, again under a showery trough. And as far as we can go with the UK Met is to Friday, and again it's looking rather showery. So up to Friday, up to next weekend, it's going to be quite unsettled. Any sort of transition to higher pressure looks like it will be at the earliest, sort of from day 10, around the 6th or 7th of July. But GM looks like that. Again, low pressure dominates on Tuesday, bringing showers or longer spells of rain across the country. This unsettled weather goes on through next week into the weekend of the 4th and 5th of July. Plenty of low pressure, bringing further spells of rain and quite cool temperatures too. Up to day 10, which is Tuesday the 7th of July, the GM is also quite unsettled. Could just be seeing the first hints of a ridge from the Azores High there by day 10. But essentially, we're still unsettled, and we're still in those northerly winds. The ECM, again, looks cool and showery for Tuesday, with showers or longer spells of rain into the second half of next week. Again, quite unsettled with the ECM. Probably wet and windy there from Friday through to Saturday. Deep low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic. And then moving up towards Sunday, the 7th of July, day 10, again, might just be hinting at a bit of a ridge beginning to try and get going from the Azores High, but essentially up to day 10, the ECM is also quite unsettled up to Tuesday, 7th of July. So everything is pointing towards an unsettled opening week to July. The second week of July is when we're looking forward to possibly try and bring some higher pressure. These are the options that are on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 7th of July. We have 14 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure out to our west. Low pressure is to our east. We're doing something a little bit like this with the flow and with the jet stream too. So it is turning drier and we're beginning to ridge the high pressure in off the Atlantic. But up to that point, those options are still quite cool and showery. 11 have high pressure centred over and just to the south of the country, lower pressure up to the north. The jet stream is to our north as well. That is turning us drier and warmer. 10, including the control and the operational run, have the high pressure ridging up from the southwest, but still quite unsettled up to day 10 with those options. 7 with high pressure pretty much over top of the country. That's a warmer, drier one too. 6 with high pressure just to the southwest. Low pressure up to the north. Again, that's turning us drier and warmer. And 3 with a large ridge centred somewhere towards Scotland. That's bringing more of an easy flow. That's probably the hottest and driest of all options, but only 3 doing that. Generally, it looks as though by the end of the first week of July, the ECM ensembles are trying to bring the Azores High back into play. And then in 2 weeks' time, this is the option that we've got. It's for the 12th of July. All members of the ECM ensembles then have above average heights, high pressure, very close to us. So that one is turning drier and could be quite a bit warmer as well. So by the time we get through to 2 weeks out, 12th of July, middle of the second week of July, essentially, looks like we'll probably find our way back towards higher pressure. Finally, the CFS V2, these are 500 millibar heights breaking down to week periods. The first week period takes from the 27th of July, from June to the 3rd of July. The coming week is unsettled with low pressure dominating across northern and western parts of Europe. So cool and unsettled for the next week. Week 2 is the 4th to the 10th of July. We see above average heights beginning to make its move from the Azores. So yes, we're beginning to transition into something a little bit drier and warmer there. as we go from the 4th through to the 10th of July. Week 3 then develops out much further. This is the 11th to the 17th of July, with high pressure then, a large area of high pressure setting up over and to the east of the country. That draws up a warm or very warm, maybe hot southerly flow. So that summer coming back big time from the 11th to the 17th of July. And then week 4, which is going to be the 18th to the 24th of July, also keeps above average heights going just to our east. Again, this is drawing up southerly southeast winds. Could well be hot, might be starting to turn a bit thundery. Pressure could be weakening down here a little bit, suggesting a chance of a bit of thunder. But definitely, after a cool and unsettled start to July, the CFS wants to bring high pressure back into play and turn us much drier and warmer. So if you don't like hot weather, if you like it cool and unsettled, make the most of the first week of July, really, because it looks as though the further on into July we go, the greater the chance that we turn it hot again and bring summer back once more. And the last thing I'm going to leave with is this, which has been created by a good friend, Richard Short. A little gift just to remind everybody to please like the videos, subscribe, and tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids, and ask your friends to subscribe as well. And if you do that, we will very, very quickly be able to get to our 7k target. And when we get to 7k, I'm going to be able to have a little bit of a rest. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get to 7k as quickly as we possibly can, and yeah, then I'll be able to have a bit of a break for a few days, and that'll be absolutely great. So thank you everybody for liking, sharing, and subscribing to GavsWeatherVids. Right, that's it for the videos for today. Now, as I say, I'm going to wait and see how the tooth goes in terms of tomorrow's video. So as far as I know at the moment, I'm going to be doing GavsWeatherVids Sunny Roundup, and I'm going to be live streaming from 6 o'clock tomorrow. But if things get worse, if the face will start swelling or something, then obviously that would have an effect on what I'm able to do tomorrow. So I'll keep everybody informed. Hopefully things won't get any worse with tooth, and I'll be able to do GavsWeatherVids Sunny Roundup and the live stream from 6 o'clock tomorrow. But if not, everybody will. No, I don't think there's going to be any autumn update though, guys. I don't fancy recording late into the evening tonight, so I think we won't do an autumn update tomorrow, and the next autumn update will be like a week tomorrow, I think. But as far as GavsWeatherVids Sunny Roundup is concerned, and the live stream, I'll let everybody know what's happening tomorrow when I see how I am. Right, thanks so much for watching today's videos. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.